of course, we kept the Passover when we came out. When we came out of Egypt, they had
The first Passover,
Right.
when the Spirit came through, and
Right.
as long as you had the blood over the door,
Right.
the devil or whatever it was,
The
the
spirit-
spirit of death would pass you by.
Correct.
So we carried that with us
Right.
And we kept that.
all the way to what he was
Acts.
saying
We
about
used to
all
see
the way
that was
to
an
Acts.
ordinance we supposed to keep that for
Through
everything
Pentecost,
else.
yeah.
Through
Through
Passover.
Passover.
So instead of our people celebrating Easter, we supposed to be celebrating Passover.
Passover.
And this is the word Easter that's in the Bible. That's in 12 and 4.
Right.
It says Paschal Supper, which was the Passover supper.
supper.
And then it says the Paschal feast, the feast of the Passover, extended from the 14th to the 20th day of the month Nisan. So this goes back to that word Easter,
Yes.
which is in the Bible.
Wow.
Read that again. Now, did you get to the point where it say the first day of the year? Is that there? That's in one of the gospel.
That's another.
That ain't in Acts 20. Read that part again.
What is saying? Easter. This Acts chapter 12, verse 4. And when he had apprehended him, he had put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quarters of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. Keep going.
Right, because they was going to kill.
This is in Rome, right?
Right. We had Herod, who was one of the sons of Herod the Great, who put the hit out on the word called Jesus. Which Jesus' real name in the ancient Hebrew was Yahushua. Yahushua.
Yahushua.
We'll write it down for you. Yahushua. And like you said, the Lord, the Heavenly Father name, Jehovah. How do you break that down in the ancient Hebrew is Yahweh. Yahweh. We're going to write it down for you. We'll write it down for you.
How you spell that?
Y-A-H-A-W-A-H. Yahweh. Yahushua. Just put the S-H-I on the end of Yahweh.
Okay.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Trying to get the because see what we know is the Last Supper. Before they killed who the word is called Jesus Christ, they were keeping the Passover.
Right.
There wasn't no Last Supper. I think it's Mark 8 and 52 out over there.
Okay.
Because see, they always called this the Last Supper.
Right.
But what they was actually keeping was the Passover.
Passover.
Right, and then it showed you even in the book of Acts, they were still keeping the Passover. They were keeping them. So right, because there was a
So see,
ordinance.
the Passover after Jesus was resurrected and then appeared to the disciples, it was during, it should be the Passover. Is it because Jesus had already been the sacrificial lamb?
Right.
And then he came back,
Right.
gathered everybody together, and he said, now I'm going to leave you and go prepare a place,
Right.
but I'm going to send one who will be your guide.
Right.
And so the Holy Spirit came down in the Pentecost.
Because
So-
he was the ultimate Passover.
He was the ultimate Passover.
sacrifice.
He was the
Right.
ultimate sacrifice.
Right.
Okay.
Because that lamb without blemish that they supposed to kill,
That's
put
right.
the blood on the door, it represented Jesus coming.
Even then.
Right.
Yes.
Is that it out? That ain't it. Go to get Matthew 4 and 21. I want to get to that point to where it said, and there was you gotta catch them out. They were just in there. They were just in the room. They playing, you know what I'm saying? They doing that as a.
Yeah, they've been drinking, you know.
Right. Look like some little young white boys. Right, yeah, it's kids.
Oh, it's kids.
Little kids.
Oh, okay. Y'all know what? Count up. Which where y'all? 1, 2. Above this ridge. 1, 2, 3.
It's the very top row, the 6 window from the door.
So it's above those roll lights.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all the way at the top.
All the way at the top.
6 windows from the door.
Yeah, I see.
Go back to that. Hands up. I'm a fan. Go back to that. Hands up. Go back to that.
This first Maccabees, I'm going to start back at verse 11. In those days, when there out of Israel a wicked man who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. But since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. But this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen. Whereupon they built a place of exercise in Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief.
So all this came through Alexander Jim. That's why I say when they took root, it was multiplied in the earth.
That's right.
So it's just like America today. They go across the four corners of the earth pushing their homes. Once they get their so-called democracy in your land, you see faggots going out. You know what I'm saying? You see even across the four corners of the earth.
Yes.
But it shows you it's the same people.
It's the same influence. Same
But it's the same people. It's the same
people.
area. Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Verse 16. Now when the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt, that he might have the dominion of 2 realms. Wherefore he entered into Egypt with a great multitude, with chariots and elephants and horsemen, with a great navy, and made war against Ptolemy, king of Egypt. But Ptolemy was afraid of him, and fled, and many were wounded to death. Thus they got the strong cities in the land of Egypt, and he took the spoils thereof. And after that Antiochus had smitten Egypt, he returned again into the 143rd year, and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude.
Because if I can add, like before Antiochus took over, he had the Ptolemy land until he was ruling of Egypt.
Right.
What the Ptolemy do? He had convinced a lot of people to leave Israel and come live in Egypt. He was like, y'all come and live in Egypt. Look, you still can keep your customs over here, but it was a trick. And this is the first time ever when the Bible got translated from the Hebrew into the Greek. This is where you get the Septuagint from. This is the Septuagint. Right.
What is the
The Septuagint goes into the word sept, goes into 7. But the Septuagint is when our Bible was written in the Hebrew.
Okay.
But during the time of the Greeks of Ptolemy, he convinced a lot of our people to come to Egypt. When they got to Egypt, they actually started speaking the Greek language. So and with them doing it, they was like, look, we Jews, what we gonna do? We're gonna translate our Hebrew Bible to the Greek so we can understand. And so that's what they did. But all this was leading up to us being discontinued from our heritage.
Exactly.
And us learning the Greek ways.
Exactly.
That's why most of King James had to translate to the English.
Yeah. Gotcha. You all have blessed me. I am going to head into my car. I got to finish up my dinner. But you all have blessed me. Thank you. And look, whenever I see you all, I will stop. If I have any questions, or take my notes, you all can help me. My name is Renee. William Renee Hardy. Yes, not Renee. I do better with this. Gotcha.
I'm gonna write some ciphers. Just keep reading that.
Verse 21. And entered proudly into the sanctuary, and took away the golden altar, and the candlestick of light, and all the vessels thereof, and the table of the showbread, the four vessels, and the vial, and the censers of gold, and the veil, and the crown, and the golden ornaments that were before the temple. All which you pull down, they taking everything out of our temple.
See, that's Lord now.
Yes.
That's right.
First Maccabees. Verse 23. He took also the silver and the gold and precious vessels. Also, he took the head coat from his side. Taking all the weight, all things, and made a great massacre and spoke it very proudly. Therefore, there was a great mourning in Israel in every place where they were, so that the princes and elders mourned, virgins and young men were made feeble, and the beauty of women was changed. Every bridegroom took up lamentation that sat in the marriage chamber with a heavy.
You got it all. You know, before you got one guy breaking down.
And the land also was moved for the inhabitants thereof, and all the houses of Jacob were covered with confusion.
And our people was in the our land got, they came in, took everything, and then they killed our men, they killed the men of war and everything.
So too, even now, we're the greatest nation ever.
Right.
We get all types of kings.
That's right.
So it wasn't just like, how can we think of the Lord? So this way it's like, they knew that the Lord was with us. All what we could be the leader, but the Lord was with us.
That's right.
And all we could be the Lord.
His commandments,
Right. That's right.
disobeying his
It's
word.
obedience.
Let's go to, she's going to go, let's go to Deuteronomy, chapter 28.
That's what I
Let us all go back to Deuteronomy 28.
Let's bring in today's time. What's going on with our people today? Let's see. Let's bring it on in. Deuteronomy 28, starting right at verse 15. Read one verse and then jump to 15.
Alright, this Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently to the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. I'm going to skip down to verse 15. Verse 2 on 14 is the blessing. Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all the curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
That's what's going on right now today. Our people dealing with the curses in the city. And also, like, people living in the country. They still have drug problems. The kids turning on the parents now.
The land didn't produce it like it used to.
Bad food, bad water.
Bad water, bad air.
Let's go to the country and get something decent. Now what? Everybody going to the grocery store get the same thing.
Cursed shall be thy basket and thy sword. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy kind, and the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shall thou be when thou goest out. Meaning wherever you go, you're going to be cursed. The Lord shall send unto thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thine hand for to do, that thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee. Skip to verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness. Thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be oppressed only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. So, we're going to be groping at noonday.
When the sun is out and it's light out, we still be
Groping
around blind in the light, in the daylight, just as we are in darkness. That's right.
Even though it's daytime, you're in the church, you still don't know who you are. You still broke. You get out the church, still doing the same thing. Nowadays, the church is going on a trip. Say you go on a trip. So the hotel room, you couldn't tell they were in church or on the street.
That's right.
Can't tell.
Then it said no man shall save thee. So no matter what leader rise up to try to
That's
speak
right.
for our people, it's not going to work.
It's not going to work.
It's still here. It's still here. It's still here.
shall betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof.
Like everything you do is like, if you are not Deuteronomy 28. Okay. I'll read it again.
I'm going to read 45. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 45.
You gonna read 68?
We're going to read 45.
Okay.
Because 45 says, like when they would read, this is why I'm going to read 45, then the scripture 16. It said, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and a wonder, and upon thy seed forever and ever.
So basically what it's saying is all these curses that's on our people, it's gonna let all these curses that fall upon this people, it's gonna let you know who God's chosen people are, because it says it's gonna be on them and they seed forever and evermore until you take them off. So that's how we know that these scriptures are pertaining to us.
Right.
Because we fit these curses, not nobody else is deserving.
That's how you prove who the Israelites are. And like I said, because see, when we'll tell our people like we the Israelites, we the chosen people.
Right.
And then the first thing our people be like, how we the chosen people? It's like we the only race of people that don't get along. We hate each other.
Yes.
But that's the sign that we are the chosen people, because the Lord brought us under that curse for not listening. You see, so that's why, like what I said, that's the sign to prove who the Israelites are. Because people be like, well, you can't prove you're an Israelite. You can't do your genealogy back. You can't test your, but the scripture give prophecies
That's right.
of what the Israelites going to be going
That's
through.
right.
And this how we prove
And
it.
this how we prove
This is
it.
the same.
So too, those people in Israel, those real Jews, those Caucasians,
No, they're not.
they don't get these curses. So it said this is gonna be a sign of who those people are, and they don't get them.
It says, because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hungerness, in nakedness, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. He should put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
You know, our people, specifically Judah, the tribe of Judah, had the yoke of iron around our neck, you can still see the slave picture for our people to serve the so-called white man, hunger and thirst and nakedness. You know, we was wanting everything because we was under subjection.
Read a couple more of these curses, then we'll let you go. I'm going to read two more of them, go to 16. That's where I'm at. This is exactly where I'm at. This is exactly where I'm at. Deuteronomy 28 and 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother.
That's why you see a lot of, not even just the so-called black, but all 12 tribes, you see them against each other. And that's why we can't, unite as a nation. Because we got that curse of brothers against brothers. You don't too much see it on the other nations as much as you see it on our people. How they coming against each other. We can't never unite.
What did it say about the delicate?
You say the delicate. See, this is for the delicate man among us. This ain't talking about like the rough man that was among our nation. It was like this, the delicate man I gonna be evil towards his brother. So just imagine the soldiers part of your brother, they gonna be on even hard. Right. But this
Back in the 70s, be like, what's up, little brother? What's up? See, you don't see that now. Everybody named, especially down there in the big city. What's up?
That's right. Yes.
Delicate, like, we are all brothers and sisters. We hate on each other, we dead to each other. Look at her, what she do?
I teach, the students, the schools are just a microcosm of
children do also be dumpster.
Exactly. Look, the children on, and then they look, they see their own drinks and stuff. NRC. Yes, forever and ever.
I heard you sing a song last night. If the parents ain't, how do you expect the children to learn?
Did you say laugh?
Learn.
Learn.
The scripture tell you to train a child up in the way he should go, and he ain't gonna depart from it. So even if he do go astray, he gonna remember what he was taught, and he gonna get right. And so they going, like you said, it's all about what they learn and being taught. Cause I don't teach my kids that, so they ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? And even if they do, they gonna remember. Eventually, they gonna remember that way you train them, and they gonna come back to it. It's verse 54 though, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye should be evil towards his brother and toward the wife of his bosom, toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave.
That means he gonna look. He treating everybody wicked.
Right.
He treating his brother man wicked, his wife wicked, his seed wicked.
Right.
Everybody's just wicked and wrong.
Also, to go over to
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
oh, okay.
It's kind of right. But this proves who the Israelites are. So like I said, when you talk about the chosen people of God, the first thing you're going to think, well, they're going to be acting the best out here. But according to the Bible, the Lord brought their curse upon us. How you say what? We serve him with joyfulness of heart. Right. We wanted, like you said, we want to give us a king. We start wanting to be like the other nations. So we're like, okay, you want a king,
I'll give you a king.
But your king don't exploit your sons and your daughters. Right.
Right.
Verse 55, so that he would not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he should eat, because he have nothing left. He have nothing left him in the siege and in the straitness, wherein thy enemy shall distress thee in all thy gates. And this actually happened right here during the time of like 70 AD. Between 68 to 74 AD, after the Romans actually killed the Lord, and they went and destroyed the temple. In 70 AD, we had a fort called Fort Masada, and we had high ground where we built with any enemy, for a war. But what did they do? They besieged it where no food can go in and out. So a lot of people started starving there. They actually resorted to cannibalism. But that was the curse the Lord brought on our people for not serving him and joining him for This is right here. This verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which will not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter.
Oh, that's nice.
Right. Right. So this why our family, this is the breaking up of the Israelite family.
That's right.
It's the curse the Lord put upon us. But that's why we're out here letting our people know. The only way to break the curse, we got to come back is serving the Lord.
That's right.
And he's going to take the curse upon us and give us the blessing.
Amen.
But that's until he redeem us, because that's until he comes send the Lord and save us.
That's right. And even then, it's just going to be a remedy.
It's going to be saved. That's right. Now, that time when we skip down to verse 16, I'm going to read 64. Go to 16. It says, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. This is good and strong. This part of the curse.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Our people, no matter where we at, we still serving idol gods.
That's right.
Wood and stone, no matter, like.
Mammon, God of money.
Right. So too, the Bible, the scripture, Jesus, it's like I was like six large skinned man and we were there. But what we usually got a white man, blue eyes, straight. The Bible plain to keep the demons out. The Bible said, make no graven images. It said you don't make no graven images. Okay, but when you don't put one up, you got to look at it as a Caucasian.
That's right.
Two different witnesses on how you look.
Two different witnesses.
Daniel 10 and Revelation.
Yeah, they put me out when I told them that. I need to tell you about who Jesus is, who Jesus was and is today and forevermore.
And then it lets you know his apostles were God's friends.
That's right.
Vanilla.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't
Shades of brown.
right.
Shades of
Different
brown.
shades of brown. Exactly. Yeah. Absolutely.
Don't the worship is spirit and truth. That's the straight and narrow path.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wide is the road to destruction. Broad is the road to destruction. Majority of people are in this church. Worship. They might have a picture now, but they still have no life.
It's going on their curse. The Lord brought upon them. I serve him with joyfulness and holiness. Verse 65. And among these nations shall thou find no ease. Neither shall the soul of thy foot have rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, a belling of eyes, and sorrow of man.
Different people saying that, well, I'm finna go to I'm gonna move away from America to try to get away from all the stuff that's going on over here. But the scriptures say you ain't gonna find no ease no matter where you go.
Where you go?
It said the curse is going to pursue him.
That's right. We're pursuing you.
Wherever
Yes.
you at. No.
That's right.
Also, too, I have some people doing well. Okay, you know what about your people?
That's right. That's right. What about your people? That's right. You go back and get your brother.
You said, most I do is information, and you might have one or two, okay, but you got thousands in one day.
That's right.
So, I'm good, but look at your people. You can't do no wrong, because better get yourself. And then those of our people that are rich, when they do try to help their people, the white man come and get them. Come get them.
Don't get them. Yes, don't get them out of here. Everyone, every brother that we have, that have the courage and the conviction of heart, they not on the yeah.
Martin King talking about Martin King, the king was right there. Martin King said the dream turned into a horrible nightmare, and he led his people to a burning building. And also he said too, he said, I'm gonna let my people know how to boycott Coca-Cola, different bread company,
All of
that's
these
why they got rid of
multinational corporations.
it.
That's why they got rid of
Martin
it.
King said, they're not trying to help us economically.
And when he started talking about economic empowerment, it was over.
66. If thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, if thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life. In the morning thou shalt
Insurance our life, you got a job, but majority of us,
we the Israelites.
the majority of us, hey, if we lose our job, we probably have a
Yes. Yes.
Then even if you got money, you still got the fear of a wicked police pull you over and blast.
There you go.
So ain't no assurance out like fear. Or your own brother can plot to get you.
That's right.
Right.
That's
So,
right. That's right. That's right.
In the morning thou shalt say, would God it were evening. And then evening thou shalt say, would God it were morning. For the fear of thy heart wherein thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see.
Our people like, it's important when they good. Day or night.
Day or night. Yes.
Still there, no more.
Still no way. Wow.
Verse 6, Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Again.
With ships.
See that word in Egypt, it goes back into money, straight money.
They say anytime the Israelites were either forced to go to Egypt or ventured there on their own, they were going down into captivity. Babylon. Hey,
All right, I'm gonna read this verse again. This is the slave trade right here. What up, bro? This is the slave trade right here, it says, the Lord should bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Okay.
So like the brother was saying, he should bring us into bondage again with ships. So this
That's how we got here through the transatlantic slave trade.
Right.
Second time.
Exactly. So like he gonna bring us in bondage again with ships. This time you going in ships. The first time you walked in Egypt.
Went there on your own.
Right.
Wow, they
Right.
need a ship.
Right.
They need a
That's
ship.
Right.
What race of people that sign is on them? What if it became a ship? The whole race. We ain't talking about, oh, you're in the family. No, we talking the whole race. Us. Not them fake Jews and Israel.
That's right. That's right.
I don't care how much black they wear and how they curl their hair. They'll never fit the prophecy.
Never.
Got scripture in Revelation say, I know that when they call themselves Jews, they're not,
I know that.
but they worship in the synagogue and Satan.
Sure do. Sure do.
And the Lord should bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, and thou shalt see it no more again. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies, for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy thee.
That word God goes to the end.
Right.
And just think about this something you see like us kids. We still here. We still here.
Still burning.
You got 3 more scriptures, please.
We want all that. You gotta go.
You gotta go.
I gotta walk through this thing. Yeah. But go ahead. No.
Yeah, you did. I did get your way. Because see, that was showing you the slave trade in the back.
That's right.
Right. We're gonna show you the auction blocks in here.
Okay.
You did real good. The 7 Jeremiah. We should get the from out here. When you arguing with now, 17:4. Go ahead.
Joel chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time,
Because see, there's a lot of prophets in the Old Testament that haven't came to pass.
That's right. That's right.
So when the churches say the Old Testament done away with, it should let you know they don't even know the Bible.
Right.
Go ahead,
when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem,
See, when he should bring God captivity, turn it back. Right, go ahead.
I will also gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Which that's over there, right in the land where they fighting there right now with
Yeah.
Syria and
In
all
Iraq
that.
and all of that.
Right, the valley of Jehoshaphat right there. So he said, he's going to gather all nations and bring them in the valley of Jehoshaphat. Go ahead. Speak
And will
up a
plead
little
with
bit
them there for my people.
So he
and
said he's
for my
going to plead
heritage,
with them there for his people and his heritage. Go ahead.
Israel,
Right.
whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
So that whole war you see going over there, the Lord gathered, he gonna gather all nations over there to what they call the Middle East,
That's
the
right.
World War III. But
And they
this,
will bow down.
he gonna make them go
He
to
gonna
war.
make. Oh, he gonna make them go to war.
Yeah, he gonna make them go to war for what they done to us. You can read that again. Read that verse again. He say he gonna plead with them there. Go
He
ahead.
gonna plead with them. Then.
Read it from the top again, man.
Verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem,
So when he come to take us out of this captivity, just like we read, no man shall buy thee. Because
Right.
the Lord and Savior himself gonna come redeem us from this captivity.
That's right.
Him and the heavenly hosts of angels.
And vow went redeemed.
Right, go ahead.
I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat,
Right.
and will plead with them there for my people and for my inheritance,
So
Israel.
plead means I will judge them and hold them accountable for what they've done to my people.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
Whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
See how I say who they have scattered among the nations. Then after they scattered us, they parted the land.
Yeah, they took all the land and all the
On that side of the
resources,
river.
everything.
Right.
Claimed
So-
it for their own.
Right. Go ahead.
And they have cast lots for my people.
They have paid lots for my people. That's the auction block right there. See, this only happened to one nation of people. Go ahead. This proves who the Israelites are. This don't say Africans. It say my people
It
and my
don't say
heritage.
gas chambers.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Right.
And have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they may drink.
They done it. They actually were doing this, doing the slave trade like the people in the land claiming to be Jews now. They was actually the finance of the slave trade. And what they used to do, the Africans used to help round us up. You had the Arabs that were actually help making the ships. So it was the so-called Africans and the so-called Arabs that was getting us and selling us. But you had those fake Jews, and you can look it up. They were selling those, they was getting those so-called Africans watered down rum and stuff. Slave girls and slave boys, they was doing it. It's actually documented. They was watering down rum, the rum they had. They was trading it out for slaves. Right. No, they were getting certain resources they had.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
did wine and harlots.
Right. And did the same thing over here
Right.
with the Native Americans.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah. And what have you to do with me, O Tyree and Sidon?
So now he's telling you the nations who had something to do with
That's
it.
right.
The nation of Tyre and Zidon goes back to those so-called Africans was controlling their land at the time. Tyre and Zidon. So they were the ones actually gathering us up and selling them. So when they try to tell us we were selling our own people,
Yeah.
that's a lie. We had the actually so-called Africans selling them. And they knew who they were selling. Exactly. They were selling us.
Exactly.
Yeah. And what have you to do with me, O Tyree and Sidon, and all the coast of Palestine?
Right, now the coast of Palestine. Go ahead.
Will you recompense me will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head?
Right, so that's what he finna do now. Go ahead.
Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things.
Right, so that's what they did. They took all our silver and our gold. We represent, we like you said, we was compared to fine gold too. So it represents the actual physical silver and gold. It represents the people too. Go ahead.
The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold it to the Grecians.
See, it said, so it's telling you who sold us. It said the coast of Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine.
Yeah.
Then it said they sold it to the Grecians. We just read about the Grecians.
That's right.
Right. Alexander.
That's right.
Right. And you see the reason right here why I got Grecians right here, because the Grecians was the first kingdom to come out of so-called white man. But get it real quick.
Now, where the so-called white man came from? Just mixing. Just
Nah, he came from us. He came from Adam. We gonna get it. We gonna get it. What on with it?
But in captivity, they shall remember themselves and shall know that I am the Lord their God. For I will give them the horn of my hand and ear to ear, and they shall praise me. And they shall praise me of their captivity and think upon my name.
No, that's now.
That's right now.
That's now.
That's right now.
Right now.
Fulfilling prophecy.
We fulfilling prophecy. I got to go, y'all. I love it, but I have your names.
You
I'm
got
gonna
the
study your
sites.
names, and I got the site, so when I see you next time, I can reach you by name. Again, I'm Renee. Most of the time, I see you all over here, right? Are you all the different? Those another brother. Are you here? You here on Saturday? Okay. I shall see you again. Oh, I enjoyed you. You have blessed me.
Our site on the paper is Joshua. I
seen you earlier.
At first, it's our site.
What do you mean?
I go to both sites on this.
Y'all watch me as I go through here, okay?
You got it. Go ahead, huh? Finish, you got to stay where you at. You got it.
Joel chapter 3, verse 6. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold into the Grecians, that ye may remove them far from their borders. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither you have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own heads.
It's holy right there. Finish the verse here. I want to stop. Okay. said the children of Jerusalem and the children of Judah, and you sold it to the Grecians. This first Maccabees out 4 and started at verse. Started at verse 52.
This is First Maccabees 4 and 52. Now on the 5th and 20th day of the 9th month, which is called the month of Calu, in the 140th and 8th year, they rose up that time in the morning. And according to the law upon the new altar of burnt offering which they had made.
Right, because we basically had Judas had pushed the Greeks out. Now he rededicated the temple, man. Go ahead. So he had made the altar, got the stones and stuff, made the altar, go ahead. Which we spiritually doing that right now, man. We rededicated the temple, which we represent the temple, man. The elect men represent that temple, man. Go ahead, right?
Look at what time and what day the heathen had profaned it. Even in that was it dedicated with songs.
Right, and the heathen had profaned it. And the reason why I'm getting this is because Joel said who they have sold into the Grecians. They ain't say the Edomites right there, but we're gonna see who the Grecians are. Go ahead, because he's not talking about Japheth right here. Go ahead, right? And the so-called white man did not come out of the land of Japheth, man. He came out of Shem. Esau came out of Shem. Go ahead. What you get confused is when Japheth took that part of the land, which is Europe, which they call Europe today in the ancient times. Just because you got Esau staying there laying there, they wasn't always there. They actually pushed Japheth out of that land, man. Out of that land. Go ahead, do your research on it. Go ahead.
Look at what time. Look at what time and what day the heathens had profaned. Even in that was it dedicated with songs and citharings and harps and cymbals. Then all the people fell upon their faces, worshiping and praising Yahweh of heaven, who had given them good success.
We doing that spiritually now, man. We rededicating the temple and all the elect. We worshiping Yahweh Bashir, Yahweh Shai, man. Lord willing, we the elect, man.
And so they kept the dedication of the altar 8 days and offered burnt offering with gladness, sacrifice, and sacrifice of deliverance and praise.
Right, like we doing now. But we ain't doing no physical sacrifice. We sending those spiritual sacrifices. Go ahead, right?
They decked also the forefront of the temple with crowns of gold,
right,
and with shields, and the gates and the shambles they renewed, and hanged doors upon them. Thus was there very great gladness among the people, for that the reproach of the heathens were put away. Moreover, Judas and his brothers with the whole congregation of Israel ordained that the day of the dedication of the altar should be kept in their season from year to year by the space of 8 days, from the 5th and 20th day of the month Caslu, with mirth and gladness.
Right, and you actually had Yahweh Shai keeping this, man. Who the word even called Jesus Christ. He kept this, man. He kept the feast of the dedication, which proved the apocryphal part of the Bible.
At that time also they built up the Mount Zion with high walls and strong towers around about, lest the Gentiles should come and tread it down as they had done before.
Right, so it said unless the Gentiles had come and tread it down as they did before. And we read earlier, we've done this. Antiochus and Alexander, the Greek men. They was Greek, known for the call themselves Greeks then. Because they was laying, they was staying in. And we're going to see who the actual nation of people that they going to call them right here. Go ahead.
And they set their garrison to keep it.
Right, so we set troops there to keep it. Go ahead.
And fortified Bethsura to preserve it, that the people might have a defense against Idumea.
That the people might have a defense against Idumea. So they was kept calling it. It started off, the first 3-4 chapters is these the Greeks. But right here is letting you know who they are, they nationality, Idumeans. Which that's the Greek way of saying heathen. And read that again. And so this why in Joel, when it said we were sold unto the Grecians, this is who it's actually talking about.
Joel chapter 3 verse 6. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their borders.
Right.
Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head.
All right, so the Lord ain't say he gonna forgive y'all. He's gonna raise up out of the place where they sold us. We're gonna go back to our own land. That's what the whole thing about who the world you gonna call Jesus Christ coming back and delivering us and taking us to our land. He gonna return everybody recompense upon their own head, man. So you so-called Africans, you gonna get it, man. Go ahead. And we know what I do you're gonna get. Go ahead, man.
And I will sell your sons and your daughters.
So we're gonna sell your sons and your daughters. Ain't nobody's sons and daughters get sold like that. For them Jews, so-called Jews in the land of Israel over there, their sons and daughters ain't never get sold. This prophecy only fell on one people. These people on the side, man. They can say, okay, we suffered. You ain't never hear about their sons and daughters get sold.
And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hands of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Savior, to a people far off, for the Lord has spoken. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men, and let all the men of war draw near.
This is what you see going on right there. Let them come prepare war. So their spirit is out. Everybody getting ready for war, man. Everybody. You just got India and Pakistan over there beefing. You already know the war with Syria, where you got Saudi Arabia attacking Yemen. And all that's right in the area they're just talking about. Go ahead, man.
Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men.
Right.
Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
So now all those weaker nations, man, they saying they were strong, man. You got something out? Give Revelation 13. Because it say, let the weaker nations say I am strong. And y'all see how the Lord said, when the scriptures say that his sheep hear his voice, see how this woman came right up and she can get in tune right in. She been studying, she been reading. It's just a few things that she need to be just corrected on. It wasn't even hard if she was a woman. So the Lord's sheep don't hear his voice no matter what.
Scripture say, if you're seeking out the Lord, He's gonna lead you to the truth. So it's on her spirit to come up. Like the brother was saying, the Lord's sheep will hear his voice.
Start at verse 9. I'll go read down to verse 13. We can read down to 14.
All right, this is Revelation 13 and 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Right.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
This is the New Testament. So just like we read in the Joel, He's gonna return that recompense upon their own head, man. So this is destiny for you so-called, for all you nations, man, because all y'all took part in the slave trade, man. But the so-called white man was the head of it. He gonna receive the worst of damnation, man. He gonna receive Because like you said, through all our captivities, nobody never done us like him. He the only nation of people that did show us no mercy. So he's not going to receive no mercy.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Right, so he going to be killed with the sword. Go ahead.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
So this is our patience. This is what we patiently have to wait for, man. So-called Negroes, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Go ahead,
And beheld another beast coming up out of the earth.
Right.
And he had 2 horns like a lamb.
He's going into America. Go ahead.
And he spake as a dragon.
Right. Go ahead.
And he
just like you see America now. They like, get down with the player, we coming to holler at you. Go ahead.
And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him.
And who was the first beast that was before him? The modern day Roman Empire. And he exercised all that power before him. Because America ain't known they without their allies, and they gonna soon see that. Because America with NATO and the EU, that's the Roman Empire all over again. Go ahead, but the point coming up, go ahead.
And he caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wounds were healed.
And that's what America did. When America took power, they caused everybody to worship the image of the Roman Empire. So they go across the earth pushing their democracy and everything they believe, they just pushing, basically, they pushing all the images, which is the beliefs of the ancient Roman Empire.
And he doeth great wonders.
Now it's talking about America when she came into power. She doing great wonders by what?
So that he maketh fire come down from the heavens on the earth in the sight of men.
And how did America do that? During World War II, they dropped the bombs on Fat Boy Little Man. The atomic bomb, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And they dropped that bomb on men. They made fire come down out of region again. Because see, this goes with let the weak say I'm strong. Because when America done this, in 44 and 45, after America dropped that bomb, all the nations fell back like, we ain't messing with her until we get our weight up. You know what I'm saying? We get our power up. So now, like going back to the scripture, the brother read it again.
And he doeth great wonders so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men.
Come, go ahead.
And doeth and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had powers to do in the sight of the beast.
Right.
Saying,
so when he dropped them bombs, man, everybody fell in line, man. Everybody. Even though he still had little wars after that, but ain't nobody, everybody, you got Russia got the bomb after that. Then you had China got it. But when America dropped that atomic bomb, everybody fell back.
Saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast.
Now you got to make homage to the beast. That's what the image go into. You basically got to bow down to us. And it happened. That's why you see all across the 4 corners of the earth. Well, some nations don't do it, but you see the majority of the nation, they wear the suit and tie like the white man. That's them making their homage, man. But the main 3 economies do it. You got China do it and Japan do it. You still might have like Pakistan, they still dress how they dress, but they still made a homage to the beast in some kind of way. It ain't got to be what they do. Through their policies, they accept it.
They had the rule by a sword and did live.
Right, when they swore, when the Roman Empire went down, then America came back up during the Renaissance period. That was that wound that was healed. That was the wound that was healed. And go back to that, I let the weak say I'm strong. So that's what he's going into. Because when America dropped that bomb, it was, I think in 45, or Hiroshima and Nagasaki, everybody fell back, man. And everybody did their homage to the beast. Even though she still had the little Vietnam War after that, look who's running the earth to this day. So everybody had to do homage, man. Go ahead, let the weak say I'm strong.
This is Job chapter 3, verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
So now, it just skipped. Now, like it started off saying, those days in that time, the Lord turned back our captivity. He finna plead with all nations. He gonna bring him to the valley of Jehoshaphat and plead with him. He finna enter the judgment with him. So now he's saying, proclaim this among the Gentiles, all the mighty men of war. Come on. Now he said, let the weak say I'm strong. So all the weaker nations, They saw America dropping bombs back in the day and did homage to her. Now they got their weight up. They got their military might up. They got the bomb now. And now they like it's whatever. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together around about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down.
Right, so this gonna call the Lord mighty ones to come down. The holy angels, go ahead, and led by Yahweh, who the word even called Jesus Christ.
O Yahweh, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe.
Right, see, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Did the angel tell Yahweh, and I think it's Revelation 14, thrust in that sickle, for the harvest is ripe.
Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision.
Right, multitudes and multitudes in the valley of decision. So this is why that whole third world war gonna be taking place over there in the middle, in what they call the Middle East, basically. Go ahead.
For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision.
Right.
The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining.
Come.
The Lord shall roar out of Zion.
The Lord gonna roar out of Zion, man. He's out of his people. We his battle axe and weapons of war. Go ahead.
And utter his voice from Jerusalem.
Come.
And the heavens.
And he gonna do that on the physical level too, because it said his coming gonna be as the coming from the rising of the sun. So he gonna come. When he come back, he coming from the east to the west, man, to deliver, man. Go ahead.
And the heavens and the earth shall shake, but Yahweh will be the hope of his people.
But the Lord gonna be the hope of his people, man. The elect of his people. So when we tell our people all this coming, he still let you know that the Lord gonna be the help for the elect of his people that's in the midst of this. Go ahead, So it's supposed to scare you, but it's supposed to scare you to get right. Lord willing, you will be delivered. Go ahead.
And the strength of the children of Israel.
And the strength of who?
The children of Israel.
And the strength of the children of Israel. Go ahead. For you so-called Muslims, even your Quran tell you the Lord bestowed his favor upon the children of Israel. But y'all don't never want to talk about that. Above all the nations. Go ahead.
So shall ye know that I am the Lord your God, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain.
Right.
Then shall Jerusalem be holy. There shall no strangers pass through here anymore.
Right, so then our people gonna be holy in our land, and ain't no other nations gonna pass through us no more, man. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass in that day that the mountains shall drop down new wine,
Right.
and the hills shall flow with milk, and all the rivers of Judah shall flow with water.
Which represents our resources and how fruitful the land gonna be. Go ahead.
And a fountain shall come forth out of the house of the Lord, and shall water the valley of Shittim.
Right.
Egypt shall be a desolation,
Egypt gonna be a desolation. Go ahead.
and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness.
And Edom a desolate wilderness, man. Go ahead.
For the violence against the children of Judah.
And this is telling you why. So we got Egypt and Edom right here together because America is modern day Egypt. See how Egypt right here again with Edom? Read it again now.
Verse 19.
Going back into and I should bring thee to Egypt again by ships. Go ahead. Which this chapter talking about the slave trade. And look how it ends. Go ahead.
Egypt shall be a desolation,
Egypt should be a desolation.
and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness.
And Edom should be a desolate wilderness.
For the violence against the children of Judah,
For the violence against our people.
because they have shed innocent blood in their land. But Judah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from the generation to generation.
Right.